Hi everyone, happy Thursday. My name is Amanda and welcome to Sensory Time. I do hope you have been enjoying all of the activities with Get Your Play online this week. For Sensory Time today, I have a fun activity that all ages can participate in. For those who are younger, for toddler ages, supervision by an adult is definitely needed only because we're going to be using shaving cream today. It's up to you if you want to use something other than shaving cream, like maybe whipped cream or Cool Whip or some kind of whippy food item like that. But what I'll be using today is shaving cream. So we're going to be doing painting, a paint project with shaving cream and bubble wrap. The items that we'll need for today's activity is shaving cream, food dye, a container of water you may need if you want to wipe off and clean off your paintbrushes, sheets of bubble wrap, a tray if you have a tray, otherwise a flat surface, some kind of tape if you have masking tape or this blue tape, also known as painter's tape. I like this because it comes off so easily on surfaces, paint brushes, and if you want, you can print out pictures that you can trace and use, or you can create something freehand. Because it's August 27th and it is still summer, I want to paint an ice cream cone. Summer always reminds me of ice cream and eating ice cream when it's hot out for breakfast, lunch, and dinner if I could. What's your favorite flavor ice cream? And do you like ice cream in a cup or a bowl? My preference is actually a bowl. I've never really been an ice cream cone eater. So the first picture that I'm going to do is going to be using this as the template. And then I'm going to do a second picture and I'm going to freehand it. And I'm going to try to make an apple because it's, if not already for some of you, the start of the school year. And apples remind me of fall and also school. Give your teacher an apple. An apple a day keeps the bad grades away. So let's begin. If you have bubble wrap and it's in a roll like this, then unroll it to the length that you want and either pull if it's perforated. So if there's already little markings on it that you can just pull and rip. Otherwise, you'll need scissors to cut to the length that you want. Now this piece of bubble wrap is the perfect size for the tray that I'm going to be using. I am going to take my tape, and because it's windy out, I want to quickly tape down the top of the bubble wrap to my tray just so it doesn't blow away. Do you see that? All right, and I'm going to tape it down in another area. All right, so I have two pieces of tape on my bubble wrap. And I'm sorry, I should have told you when you lie down your bubble wrap onto the tray, let me show you. You want to have it so the bubbles are face up. So we'll do that again. We'll place the bubble wrap down, bubble side face up. We're going to put those pieces of tape back down onto the tray, just like that. Now I'm going to take the picture that I'm going to use, and I'm just going to lift up that bubble wrap, and I'm going to place my picture underneath the bubble wrap, just like that. And now I'm going to take tape, and I'm going to tape down the other side, because again, it's kind of windy where I'm at, and I don't want anything to blow away. So I have the picture underneath the bubble wrap. Move my basket so it doesn't blow away. If you need to take down any of the other edges of your bubble wrap, please do. I just taped the corner right there because the wind was blowing it over. All right, I'm now going to shake up my shaving cream. And I'm going to put some shaving cream as if I had a palette to work with on top of my bubble wrap. Now I have to decide what colors I want. So the ice cream cone, I think I'm going to make that yellow. So I'm going to take my yellow food coloring and I'm going to I put 2 drops of food coloring. For my ice cream, I think I'm going to make mint chocolate chip. So I'm going to make green ice cream. I'm going to take the dollop of shaving cream, and I'm going to put some green on it. Don't want my papers to blow away. And I have a cherry on top of my ice cream. So I'm going to put the 3rd dollop of shaving cream with some red food coloring. Now I'm going to take my paintbrush and I'm going to start with the cone, and I'm just going to mix the food coloring into my shaving cream like this. Now, if your mom and dad don't like you getting the house messy, this is a great project to do outside. This is also a great project that you can even do in the wintertime by throwing on a bathing suit or clothes if you don't mind them getting filled with shaving cream and soapy and wet, and jump into the bathtub and do this. The reason that I say that is because cleanup is a cinch. All you have to do if you're outside is just hose down the tray with the bubble wrap on it. And if you're in the bathtub, all you have to do is just turn the water on and rinse yourself off and clean off the bubble wrap. So what I'm doing is I'm using the ice cream cone picture as a template to paint on top of my bubble wrap. Just like this. Alrighty. Now, to make it a little more sensory friendly, I don't have to use a paintbrush. For those who don't like to get their hands messy, paintbrush is great. Otherwise, I would just put some shaving cream on my hand just like this. I have the color on, and I would use my hands to paint on top, and then you get to feel the texture of the bubbles. Okay. Alrighty, so we're done with our ice cream cone. Now, what we are going to do is we're going to move on to our ice cream. So for our ice cream, I said I was making mint chocolate chip. So I'm going to fold in the color or mix the green for my mint chocolate chip ice cream. Okay. And for the ice cream, I'm actually going to paint it with my fingers. So I'm going to use my fingers to make my ice cream. All right. Now if I use the paintbrush is going to allow me to be a little more precise, so I can get close up to that cherry without actually painting it. But using my fingers, that's okay if I get some of the green onto the cherry. Next, we are going to paint our cherry. Now for the cherry, there's a stem, and I'm just going to use some of the green that I used for my mint chocolate chip ice cream, and I'm going to fill that in for my stem. Pardon me. And now I'm going to take the shaving cream that is red, and I'm going to mix that. And I'm going to paint my cherry. And again, you can use your finger, you can use the paintbrush. This is your project, so however you would like to do it is fine. Okay. So this is what my mint chocolate chip ice cream cone looks like. Next, I'm going to take a piece of paper, and I haven't done this before, so I don't know if it's going to work, but I'm going to try to make a print of it. So I'm going to take a piece of paper, because I think that's a pretty cool looking ice cream cone, and I would like to show everyone what I made later. And I'm just going to lay this piece of paper right on top, and very gently I'm going to make little circles. I'm going to rub circles on top of the paper to get a print of what I just made. And then I'm going to peel that paper off, and look, it worked. That's so cool. Now I'm going to let that dry. And that's what happened to the shaving cream. It got pressed down into the bubble wrap. Now I said that I was going to do 2 pictures. The next picture I'm going to make is going to be that of an apple. And because I'm doing this without a picture, we won't see if the apple actually looks like an apple until I press it onto the paper. So I'm going to add a little more red to the shaving cream that I already have on here, and I'm going to mix that shaving cream up. And I'm going to start making a big circle, because, you know, apples are circular in shape. Okay. Now, are all apples red, or do they come in multiple colors? I went apple picking this morning, and the apples that I picked were gala apples, and they were red, but I also saw that there were some apples that were red and yellow. So I'm going to add a little bit of yellow to my apple. Do you like eating apples? If you do you eat them as a snack? Do you take them to school? What's your favorite kind? I love Golden Delicious. Those are the all yellow apples. Okay. Now, apples have a stem on it when you pull it from the tree. And the stem is brown, but I don't have any brown, So I am just going to try making brown by mixing up a lot of different colors. So I have some red, I have some green, I have some yellow. Let's see if we can make something that's going to be a dark color. Now it's not going to be exactly brown, but we just want to try to make something dark so we can create a stem. All right, and now that I have an odd looking yellow whitish looking color, I am going to try to make a stem. Okay, it looks like I need a little more. Alrighty. Okay, and I painted on my stem. Next, we need to make some leaves. So I am going to take my green and I am just going to plop down the shaving cream. And voila! That is what I think an apple looks like. What do you think? Now, I'm going to take my paper that has my ice cream and I'm going to place it right on top of the apple. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to gently rub the paper Now, when you do this, you want to make sure that you're rubbing the entire picture. I'm just making small circles all around where I made the shaving cream picture. And then I'm going to carefully peel it off. And voila! There is my apple. And there is my ice cream cone. I'm going to put that underneath my second tray so it doesn't blow away. These are the two pictures that we made. But I want to have a little fun because this is sensory time. So I'm going to add some more shaving cream. Just all over. But I'm not going to add any more food dye. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take us down to the floor so you can see what we're going to do next to finish off this fun project. Now, take your socks and your shoes off. And I'm going to put you down on the floor. I'm going to put the tray on the floor. And I'm going to step on it. So I'm feeling the shaving cream between my feet. Can you see that? Feeling the shaving cream between my feet, and I get to hear the sound of the bubble wrap. Now when you do this, you want to be careful because the shaving cream is a little slippery, so you may want to ask an adult, pardon me, to hold your hand. Or you want to hold on to a table. And then when we are all done, Sorry, I keep looking down so I can see what it looks like when we're all done. See, that's it. I stepped all over the bubble wrap, so I got to feel it. I got to listen to it. I also got the smell of the shaving cream. We used a lot of senses today. Sound, feel, smell, but now it's cleanup time. And do you remember what I said from the very beginning when I said that this was a great project for all ages with really easy cleanup? So all you need to do, if you're outside, is take the hose, turn it on, and squirt down your bubble wrap. If you want to reuse it, you can then put your nice clean bubble wrap on the tray out in the sun to dry off. Once it's dried off, you can use it again to create new pictures. It's all up to you. Let's take a seat again. So for the materials that we used in today's sensory time activity was shaving cream, white shaving cream, painter's tape, bubble wrap, a tray, paintbrushes if you want to use paintbrushes, food coloring, and if you can still see underneath that bubble wrap, I used a picture as a template so I could trace the picture to make that ice cream cone. And I also had an extra piece of white paper so I could then make a print of the picture by placing it on top of the shaving cream, very softly rubbing the paper on top of the shaving cream on top of the bubble wrap. And then when I was all done making the print, painting with the shaving cream, I just took the tray on the floor, stomped on it so I could hear it and feel it, and then hosed down to clean up. Thank you so much for joining me for Sensory Time. My name is Amanda. Don't forget to check out all of the other activities on Get Your Play online. If you've already started school, I hope that everything has been going well for you so far. If you haven't started yet, enjoy your last few days before the new school year begins. And for everyone, have yourselves a wonderful 2020-2021 school year. Take care, and I look forward to hanging with all of you real soon.